So this is a video that I am shooting for a new client who is looking for a kind of very introductory level fitness class that covers all of the bases, and so we break it out into little blocks. So there's a warm-up kind of cardio block that's about 3 to 4 minutes, and then a muscle conditioning block that again is 3 to 4 minutes for each major muscle group, and then the whole routine is going to take about 15 to 20 minutes, and there's stretching and yoga at the end. I'm not going to shoot that in this video. This video is just going to show the warm-up into cardio, and then the exercises for muscle conditioning for the major muscle groups, and a little bit of core work. So the equipment that you need are a set of dumbbells. I'm using 8s, but 5s are perfect, or 3s, or 2s, or no weight at all. And if you have a band, that can be helpful, and a mat and comfortable exercise clothes. So I had her start with her feet apart, toes turned out a bit. So we're going to do some just squats to start off with. So we exhale and inhale down, exhale up. And again, this breathing that I'm doing sometimes can be a little bit different than traditional vinyasa yoga breathing. I'm using the breath that is suggested when people do exercise programs, which is to exhale on the exertion piece. So where the muscles are contracting, mostly that's where we exhale. So in this movement, the squat, right, with the feet parallel, the muscles are contracting as we're straightening our legs. So we exhale here, inhale down. So I had her do about 8 of these, so I'm not counting. So we'll count now. 1 and 2, exhale. On the way up, 3 and 4 and 5. This is a nice full body motion. 6, 7, and 8. And then I had her come here. We just do this, kind of warms up the upper body a little bit. 2, 3, and the legs are working too. 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, and then I had her double it up. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, and then the last movement pattern I had her do was a little lunge. So when you lunge, you're shifting your weight from here across the body, and it's a little press with the opposite hand. So when it's my right knee bending, my left arm goes across, so it's opposition. So we just did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and eventually you could double these up like we did the shoulder movements, but for this beginning routine, I'm just doing right across the body. All right, so then we have 4 little blocks here of about 8. So then if we put it all together, we start here, right? Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2, 7, 8. 7, 8. Then we go across, and you want to just soften the knee. You can make the lunge as deep or shallow as you want, but you're crossing. And so that's a little cardio warm up. So at this point, you should feel like your muscles are a little bit warm. You're breathing. Then we went into basic exercises for the lower body and then the upper body. So a simple squat, holding the weights in your hands. The feet are parallel, and we just inhale, squat down, exhale, stand up, inhale, squat down. If it's too much to use weights initially, if that's too much, you can just do this movement without weights. And if we're working really on muscle endurance, muscle conditioning, I would say do 12 to 20 repetitions. So it's a higher reps lower weight, but not super low weight where you're doing like 30 or 40 of them, right? We want to kind of by the end, somewhere around 15, 16, up to 20, you want to feel like, yeah, the muscles are working, you're breathing a bit, and no stress in the knees. Knees track straight ahead, just like the knees are two headlights. Focus straight down the road, and as you're squatting, you want to have the weight kind of in your heels a little more. You keep your chest lifted, and you're thinking of using all these major muscles of the lower body. So we do that about 12 to 20 times. Same weights. If this works for you, we'll work the back line of the body. So deadlifts, so we just hold the weights. Knees are soft, core engaged. Inhale, come down. Exhale from the strength of your legs and your lower back, come up. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, come up. If you feel any stress in your lower back, then we need to come up with a different exercise for now, or no weights. So you're inhaling, you're keeping softness in the knees, you're squeezing at the top. And again, with these 12 to 20, right? So this is the major muscles for the lower body. And then, so again, 12 to 20. Then we're going to go to the floor where we need our dumbbells. If you have like 8s and 5s or 5s and 3s, maybe have both close by, and your band. So we're going to move into some upper body work. So if you can do push-ups, push-ups are a great option. But if you have wrist issues or shoulder issues where push-ups aren't possible, then the next best thing could be a shoulder, or excuse me, a chest press. So we're inhaling down, exhale, pressing up, inhaling, coming down, exhale, pressing up, and you keep your back pressed into the floor, squeezing. So we did this, chest press, again, 12 to 20. When you've done enough, place one weight down, keep one weight in your hand. You make a little window with your hands for the end of the dumbbell, and then we do some pull over. So we exhale as we push over, inhale, come back, keep the back pressing into the floor, inhale, exhale, again, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Good. So again, 12 to 20 of these, slow and controlled. And when you complete your last one, bring the weight up, bring it down to your chest, and then carefully place it to your side. And then I had her get these weights out of the way. We're going to use our band. And so if you have an exercise band, you take the band, you can wrap it around your hand a few times. This can change the intensity. Obviously, the shorter the band, the harder it's going to be, right? So you want to find what's right for you. You can also just grab it like this if that works. And you can just play around a little bit. And I had her do a what's called a lat pull down, and we're going to keep it to the front to protect our shoulders so the knees are soft. Inhale, then you just exhale, pull down, and come apart. So I'm just going to come down here. You can always do it on your knees if that's better, or seated in a chair. But the idea, we're exhaling as we're pulling down, and we're working the big muscles of the back, the upper into the lower back. So it's almost like you have two wings. So your scapula, your shoulder blades are like wings. Your wings are coming up as you bring your hands up. Your wings come down and in as you pull down. Inhale up, exhale, 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 pull down. Good. Again, about 12 to 20. And then you complete, and then I had her do a little core exercise with the band. Again, there are lots of ways we could modify this if this is not a good option for you, but this is a nice core exercise that you can do with a band. So you just place the band right kind of below the balls of your feet, take your feet off the floor, engage your core, hold onto the band, and then we just straighten our arm, legs out, and then draw in. Inhale, and exhale, draw in. So you're just using the band. So this requires some muscle endurance. It requires core stability. It's a little bit of balance and focus here. Inhaling, opening, exhaling, closing, inhaling, opening, exhaling, closing. Again, with these, if you can do 12 to 20, terrific. And then when we've done 12 to 20, right, you can stop, and then you can go into a nice little stretching or yoga routine. I have another video on YouTube of beginner's yoga. That could be a good place for you to start. So there's a short little routine that covers the bases of cardiovascular fitness with a warm-up, and then moving into some muscle conditioning for the major muscle groups using very simple equipment that you can do in your home. As you build your endurance, then you can increase the amount of time that you spend in each block, or you could also kind of alternate, and you could do the cardio block, do the weight training or muscle conditioning block, and then the core, go back to the cardio. So it's kind of more like interval training where you're kind of doing the blocks over and over, and it'll give you a well-rounded workout. I can add things down the road, but that's a very simple place to start and start to build your endurance, your cardiovascular fitness, and your core strength. So I hope that helps.